the fight for Lithuania, so they defied the Soviet decree, fled into the forests, and joined up with the groups that were forming a partisan army. This partisan army became one of the most organized and effective forces the Soviets had ever faced. Using open battles and guerrilla tactics, these young Lithuanian soldiers developed into a regular army that slowed down the Soviet takeover for several years.
Jie patys, vat kad ir aš išgyvenęs 12 metų Rusijoje ir aš mačiau, kaip sako, patys, daug čia tos istorijos yra, bet aš nesiplėsiu.
Toward the end of the war, when the Nazis began retreating and the Russians returned, we knew what was in store for us. The Russians were brutal to the Lithuanians. They would force the men to join the Red Army, march them away, send them to the front, which meant certain death, or sometimes they just shot them on the spot. So we started to hide. That's when we became partisans. At the time I was 21 years old. I met Adolphus Romanauskas, the leader here, who had built summer bunkers in this area. In the winter of 1944, Romanauskas, who used the code name Hawk, asked if they could build a secret underground bunker on my father's farm. Because of the location near the river, this bunker became the central command post for the partisan movement of Lithuania.
The young partisans were farmers, used to plows, working with their hands. They were not professional in the use of guns. I have so many good memories of the partisans. When they showed up in your village, you felt more confident. They were such handsome young men, proud in their uniforms, disciplined. They were so different from the stribai, who were crude and cruel. Of course, the partisans were outnumbered and suffered great casualties. So things went from bad to worse. Soviet terror was so far-reaching, entire villages were destroyed, wiped off the map. Farms were burned. Our institutions and traditions were uprooted. Everything was turned upside down. There was no rule of law, and there was a total lack of morality.